Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another edition of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. My name is William Tiller. Joining me in the booth here tonight is Mr. Adam Flieger, and here tonight we're going to take on the bricks that is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're used to seeing the milk being splashed. The Indy cars take on the square here tonight, but we're going to take on the trucks. We're going to put them on the track here tonight. And Adam, usually you're a wonderful producer here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, but here tonight you're going to be a commentator. So what is your thoughts on tonight's race?
Well, I think this race can go one of two ways, really. We can either see the, am I talking here? Hopefully I am. No, I am not. This is bad.
And as we're waiting, Mr. Adam Flieger to get on the booth here, of course, he's doing double duty here tonight, folks. Working both the giving you the pictures and describing the pictures here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. But Adam, I think we got you on the line now.
Yeah, I apparently was on the line before. With me doing double duty here, producing, giving you all the wonderful shots here, and taking care of the racing, I got to make sure that my mic gets turned on properly, and I wasn't sure if it was, but it is, so we are good to go. My outlook on the race tonight, though, can go one of two ways. One, we either see the leaders get out single file and we just have a single train go around this wonderful square, or we have some side-by-side racing. And with this competitive group, it can go either way, really.
Yeah, and you talk about that competitive group, Adam. We're coming off of last week's win by Joey Doucette in that 16 truck. Of course, he was heading into that race being our points leader. Needed that victory on the season, though. Was one of the most consistent drivers up to that point. Just didn't have a victory. But it looks like we have our grid set here tonight for Indy. Let's start off with our pole sitter here tonight is the money man himself, Adam Newbert in the 4 machine. Starting second here tonight, Chris Blanchard in the 9. Last week's winner, Joey Doucette in the 16 will start third. Justin Lumpkin in the 18 will start fourth here tonight. Devin Painter with a great starting position inside the top 5 in the 99. Chris Cinnamon in the 3 will start 6th. Taylor Peacock in the 81 will start 7th. Robert Richards in the 48 will start 9th, and Keith Bradley 9th, and Jose Luis Rivera, who I heard that name mentioned on that Wednesday night podcast, one of those names that could maybe creep up here in this field, is going to roll off 10th here tonight.
Alrighty, starting in 11th, we got Stephen Thomas, and to his outside in position number 12, that's going to be Dana Shepard. As we look farther back the grid here, we have Ed Osborne there in the 13th in the number 42. Out to his outside is Huck Wiggett King in the 00. In the 15th position, that is James D. Morris in the number 96. To his outside in 16th position, that's going to be Jeff Sickles in the number 22. Starting 17th, that's going to go to Ron Hunter in the number 30. And Jacob Klinkart, it'll start to his outside in the number 5. Eric Zimmerman there is starting 19th in the number 94. And to his outside, that is going to be Derek Kilgore in the number 11.
Riding our starting grid here tonight, we have CJ Fonda right there in the 21st position. Derek Kilgore right there as well. You just mentioned that name. Adam, we also have Ashley Dotson back in the field here tonight in the 88 machine. He'll roll off 22nd. Brandon Bullock in the 17 truck roll off 23rd. Zach Hardwick in the 93, 24th. Raul Meza down there in 25th. And Cody Knott will be the last truck. Actually, looks like Jimmy Emos is on the track as well, just down pit road here. Rounding out our 27 truck field here tonight as we creep into the last set of corners, Adam. What do you expect here in this first stage? We're going to run 22 laps.
It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers take to this track. Hopefully they be patient enough, as sometimes on the very first lap, if you try to throttle that truck around, it can whip coming out of either corner 2 or corner 4. I've had it come around on me a couple of times during some test drives. Most of these drivers, I think, can handle the trucks very, very well, so it'll be interesting to see what type of competition we have tonight.
Pace truck takes us around here. You're going to see these wonderful corners, these wonderful shots at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You have corners 1, 2, long backstretch 3, 4. But right now we're going to roll down this front stretch that everybody recognizes. The green flag is in the air. We officially are going to kick off the over-the-top designs 200 as Adam Newbert in the 4 takes us down to corner number 1.
Adam Newbert definitely getting a nice jump there on the inside. Chris Blanchard, though, is not wanting to give up that outside position too much, as he is now falling back there to the second position, coming through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, right now coming off the first set of corners here down this long stretch. It's almost like a median right here, 1 lap in. Adam Newbert's going to take us down this long stretch into 3 and 4.
They're kind of taking the thought process you were discussing there at the beginning. They're just kind of going a single file train at the moment.
Yeah, right now as Adam Newbert goes down into 4 right now, he'll take us off the corner. That's a long stretch here, Adam, but already 1 lap in the books. Adam Newbert, the money man, already starting to separate from Chris Blanchard as 1 lap's in the books.
And not too many battles going on track at the moment, as we see. It looks like the 00 has company from the 5 Jeff Linkclerk going to his inside. Coming through there. I'm not sure which turns these are. I'm getting this track all confused in my head, trying to figure out what turns we are in.
Yeah, Adam, and for the folks at home here, I'll get to that point in just a second, but it looks like I'm looking at a Scooby-Doo paint scheme on the track right now as the field is single file here around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Here, Adam, it's a little bit different as you're going to have that first corner. You're going to have a little bit of a gap. Second corner is going to hit. You're going to go down that long back stretch down into 3. Of course, you're going to have a little gap. Then you're going to hit 4 and then down that front stretch. It's a little bit different than the fans are used to at home. These corners are separate but equal, to sort of say here now 2 laps in.
That is right. It's definitely got 2 long straightaways. Then you got almost short shoots between turns 1 and 2, and also between 3 and 4.
Yeah, as we're going to ride on board with Chris Blanchard in that 9, we're going to get a first-hand point of view what the drivers have to deal with here tonight. The 9 right now is on that tail of the 4 of Adam Newbert here, riding in the 2nd position. But right now we're going to go down this long backstretch with Chris, and we'll watch it right here, Adam, as he goes down to 3 and 4.
All right, riding on board. It's going to give the fans at home a little bit about what these drivers kind of see and deal with here at this wonderful square rectangle of Indianapolis. And one thing I'm noticing is the drivers aren't really trying to break the draft just yet going down the straightaways, the long straights.
Yeah, here as we're down that long front stretch here, you see the tower to the left, you see the grandstands to the right here. 200,000 plus people will be here for the Indianapolis 500, but here tonight we're rocking trucks down into 1 and 2. Of course, you talked about that short shoot. We'll watch that come into play here as this race plays out. But as mentioned here in stage number 1, we're going to run 22 laps. And then stage 2 will be 48. The end of this race will come on lap 85 right there, Adam. So it's a long way around here, Indy. But already Chris Blanchard putting it onto corner number 3.
Chris Blanchard's trying to make moves, but I see this number 29 of Keith Bradley working his way up through the field as well.
Yeah, and you see that 9 right there. That's a very unique paint scheme. Looks like some bird feathers coming off the side of that thing here tonight. And you look down the field and you see that machine right there now battling out with Stephen Thomas, the 23 machine, who's been playing spoiler. Keith Bradley, that 29 member, coming off a road course victory.
It looks like he's running a very special paint scheme tonight. As it looks like his visor reads "Rest in Peace." Somebody on the visor of that truck.
We'll have to speak with Keith about that as this race plays out. Oh, that's rest in peace, Justin Owen there, Adam. And I think you can speak about who Justin Owen is. I believe he was a race car driver who just passed away recently.
I believe you're right on that. We'll have to get Keith to fill us in a little bit on that.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to catch up with Keith Bradley here, maybe schedule that with him during that stage break. But already here, 5 laps in, these drivers are having difficulty with the topside wall. Already we see Taylor Peacock there in the 81 machine brush that topside wall. Big pile up right here. We see Joey Doucette in the 16, Chris Blanchard in the 9 right here. The 99 of Devin Painter in the mix as well, as we're going to go 2 by 2 into the corner very early on racing here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series.
These battles here, that's going to be for 2nd through 5th position. Joey Doucette got around Blanchard to take away that 2nd position, so Blanchard fell back to 3rd position. That is Justin Lumpkin and Devin Painter there in the next, rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, but as you as you mentioned, Adam, as they dig down to 3 and 4 right now, things are single file on the racetrack. Not many battles to speak of here early on, as we're now into 2. We're going to go down this backstretch right now as we come off the corner here. And I believe this is the front stretch here, Adam. So now I'm getting confused here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
So easy to do here at Indianapolis, since so many straights look the same.
Indeed, right now. But I know one thing that has not changed is our race leader here going into corner number 2, Adam Newber in the 4, showing why he has earned that moniker, the Money Man. I know in the month of March he was cashing checks left and right, but now he's trying to find victory lane, trying to make himself known once again. And you hear Adam on that Wednesday night podcast, always comes in or after those weekly races, a lot of confidence, knows what he can do. Here tonight wants to hold on to that penthouse position, but right now, hold on, Joey Doucette in the 16.
Joey Doucette's doing a very good job holding it at second position, getting up close to Newbert there for that lead. But I'm wondering if Blanchard either has problems, like used his equipment up too early, or what's going on there with the number 9, as he is now falling back to that 5th position.
Yeah, he has, and it's very different to see here as we go down to corner 1. We're going that short stint into 2 right now, and the 9 was starting off very strong here tonight, Adam. We'll have to see if maybe a pit stop at that stage break, maybe get that 9 going right. Maybe it's just a tire wear issue or something behind the wheel is now fighting Chris, as now he's struggling to hold position once again.
I've been watching the last couple laps. He's been struggling with the handling on that truck. It seems like almost looks like it's a little too tight for his liking coming through these corners.
Yes, Chris Cinnamon's going to take that spot from him, and it looks like Chris is going to be rocking a different paint scheme. That's Chris Cinnamon there in that 3. We're got a different paint scheme as well. It looks like here the drivers are pulling out all the paint schemes for the 200,000 plus here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Chris Cinnamon up another position on Chris Blanchard, having in a very solid top 10 run here tonight.
I like to think Chris Cinnamon's one of them quiet ones that we don't really talk too much about, but he is a great racer. I've seen him up front quite a few times during my broadcast or during the productions that I have the privilege of bringing to all the wonderful viewers here at the NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
Yeah, and that 3 machine right now is in 5th, trying to hold off Chris Blanchard for that top 5 position. Chris wants that spot back. The 9 machine, Chris Blanchard, though, is struggling in the corners. We saw it right there, Adam. I think that's where the 9 struggling here in this race early on is in the corners. That's where he seems to be losing the most speed. You watch it right there. He's going to go way below the white line in that corner. Going to lose all that momentum he had.
He does seem to be struggling trying to get that truck to corner and get out of the corners as best as he can. And I've almost been told that some of these corners here at Indianapolis, you almost want to drive them similar to that of a road course rather than an oval.
Yeah, and you see here Joey Doucette is up to 2nd in this. And you see Keith Bradley, we just spoke about that 29 machine as well. He won at the road course not but 2 weeks ago. So watch as he takes on the corners here tonight. Watch what strategy he has as well. It's going to be a little bit different than the Speedway races we take on, Adam, where here tonight the laps are very small, I would say, in comparison to Super Speedway races. We have 22 laps in Stage 1, 26 in between Stage 1 and 2. So not big runs, so to say, but a very long racetrack.
It is definitely a long racetrack. I'm not sure exactly what the mileage is of Indianapolis. I'm usually the producer, so I don't usually get my notes together of the stats of the tracks normally, like you and Wesley do here on the network. But nonetheless, it is definitely a different style racing here at Indianapolis.
Different style indeed, but one style that is not changing is Adam Newber at the top of the grid. Though here comes the 16 machine here down the backstretch, 11 laps in here tonight to the over-the-top designs 200 here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. You're joining us later on in this broadcast. We're about halfway through stage number 1. I am William Tilley here tonight. My co-host of the evening is Mr. Adam Flieger, giving you the shots and sounds here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. But right now, Adam, we have a battle for the lead heating up.
And Joey Doucette can get to the bumper of Adam Newbert, but just does not seem to get the run he needs to either get underneath him or to his outside enough to get the side draft needed to get around Newbert coming through these corners.
Hey, look at this excellent shot here. We're riding on board Joey Doucette, the 16 machine here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, going down into corner number 2. And you watch the speed. See, this is the opposite than what we saw out of the 9 of Chris Blanchard. You see how much speed that Joey can generate in the corners. Yeah, Adam's fast on the front stretch and back stretch. That's where, of course, the 4 machine's going to separate and not much draft here at Indy. But as you see in the corners, Joey was able to garner so much speed while here on 3 and 4.
And the other thing that I'm noticing is how consistent these two front runners are between Adam Newbert and Joey Doucette. They are very consistent at trying to hit their marks and keeping that momentum.
Yeah, right now as we're down that front stretch. And what I meant by that, Adam, is not a much draft here at Indy. You're not going to see that tandem race. You're not going to see that 2x2 or even 3x3 racing that you would see at a Speedway, super Speedway race. Here at Indy, it's just going to be maybe that straight line draft. You're going to see a lot of that nose to tail. And when you do see that, Adam, it's just going to be for just a split second. It's going to be usually to make one of those slingshot Ricky Bobby moves around the person in front of you.
Yeah, that is true. And as we are watching the race happening here live in front of you, looks like Newbert put a little bit of a gap between him and Doucette for the time being. We'll have to see how the stage breaks, though, when the stage break happens and the field gets bunched up again. We'll have to see how that affects all the trucks.
Yeah, as Adam Newbert in the 4 machine here takes us off the corner. Looks like we're creeping up already on a lap truck on the track there. I'm curious to see who that is. I think it's the 22. We're going to creep up here. We're going to cross the start-finish line here. We're going to ride on board with that Toyota of Adam Newbert. Here's going to come up to the back bumper of this lap machine. That is the 98 right there to the outside of Adam Newbert in the 4. 98 machine not having the greatest night here tonight, Adam. We're going to check to see who the 98 is. That's Jimmy Emos.
Yeah, the
there.
98
down pit
Jimmy
road to
Emos.
start this race.
Not the night that Jimmy definitely was hoping for. Struggling just a little bit here at Indianapolis, but there's still time. He could get a lucky dog and maybe get a couple adjustments done and turn his race around.
Yes, right now we're still seeing that clean air for Adam Newbert there at the top of the grid. Looking through that scoring pylon, though, for the folks that are watching along with us here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, are listening along with us here as Adam Newbert's going to try to break that draft here down the front stretch, more of a slipstream, so to say, there. Adam, as we dig down to corner 1 and 2 right now, Joey Doucette now on the back bumper. Use that lap truck to his advantage.
They're definitely trying to find. Joey Doucette is definitely trying to find that draft off of Adam Newbert, but here at Indianapolis, it is so difficult to find that draft, find that slipstream for you to try to get that run.
Yeah, it sure is right now as Adam just keeps trying to break that slipstream down the backstretch. Out of the front stretch, here goes the 16 Joey Doucette. We have a battle for the lead right now into 3 and 4. The 16's trying to get to the inside there. Dig that nose right now to the side of the 4. Looks like he has cleared the back end around the 4 machine. We're still side by side into corner number 4 here. 15 laps in at Indy. We have a battle for the lead. Now we're going to drag race down the front stretch here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A battle for the lead between Adam Newbert and Joey Doucette. The rage is on down to corner number 1.
Joey Doucette's trying to side draft off of the 4th so he doesn't lose too much ground there. That's allowing the 99 of Devin Painter to come up into the picture. So we might have a 3-way battle for the lead here very shortly.
We see this battle raging on right now, but that is the lap truck. No, that's Devin Painter right there in the 99. Got around that lap truck now. He's in the mix as well. 3-truck battle. Oh, my goodness. The 99's in the wall right there. He's going to hang on to the momentum, though. We have a 2x2 battle right now, side by side. Adam Newbert loves to see this, though, as we have just about 7 laps to go in stage number 1.
Adam Newbert definitely wants to see Doucette and Painter mixing it up behind him. That's going to slow those 2 trucks down enough, letting Adam Newbert get away a little bit and gap that 2nd and 3rd position.
Yeah, Adam right now is calm, cool, and collected right now down that front stretch here. He's going to make a lap 17 on the board. Going to take the field down to corner number 1. That battle for the lead that we saw brewing there for just a lap has now fizzled out right now. It has become flat, just like a soda that you leave out overnight. Adam, that thing is not tasty the next day. Right now, though, Adam Newbert's going to take us down that backstretch show as our race leader.
Adam Newbert still holding your race lead. But I wouldn't count Doucette or Painter out of this quite yet, as we still have a lot of racing left to go. Still about 5 laps to go, 6 laps to go here in stage 1 before we get them that stage 1 break to see who gets fresh tires, fill it up with fuel, and on to stage 2.
Of course, if you're joining us here on the broadcast a little bit later, the first break in the action will happen on lap 22. Of course, how that works, Adam, we're going to cross that line. Once that 10th truck crosses that line, we'll throw that caution flag. That'll be a break in the action. But right now, the one driver that doesn't want to break is Adam Newber in the 4. Right now, our race leader into 1. Joey Doucette right on the back tail in that 16 machine. Joey Doucette second. We look at Devin Painter in the 99 in the mix as well, fading just a little bit after that battle up to 3rd. Keith Bradley in 29. The animal is eating up positions here tonight, up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag up to 4th. Stephen Thomas in the 23 machine is also gaining positions here tonight, up 6 spots up to 5th. Justin Lumpkin in the 18 machine is currently 6th. Chris Cinnamon in the 3 machine is 7th. Chris Blanchard, you spoke about that, Adam, is losing positions on the racetrack, down 6 spots from the drop of the green flag down to 8th. Dana Shepard in that 45 machine is 9th, and Jose Luis Rivera rounds out our top 10 here, 18 laps in.
And it looks like Blanchard might be in danger of losing yet another position, putting him closer to that 10th place position as Dana Shepard is trying to get around him to drop him back to that 9th position.
Yeah, definitely something happening with the 9 truck of Chris Blanchard. Came into this race with a top 5 starting position, now just struggling to hold position on the racetrack. Dana Shepard in the 45 will gain another spot from the 9 machine of Chris Blanchard.
I think Blanchard is definitely one of them drivers that is hoping that break comes soon, because he definitely needs to figure out an adjustment on that truck, as he has been dropping really bad since the start of the race.
And one thing, Adam, you know, we were talking about this here about how Chris Blanchard's going to have to go down pit road, maybe make some repairs to this truck, get it right for him, maybe throw some fresh set of tires. But what that does, Adam, you're going to spend a little extra time down pit road. So we see the 9 machine right now inside the top 10. But I feel like once that restarts happen, we're going to see this 9 have to put in some work maybe at the tail end of this line.
Yeah, that is true. I do believe that the 9 is going to have some work. And it looks like he's actually going to come down to pit road now.
That's an excellent move from the 9 machine, because if you think about it, Adam, he gets his pit stop out of the way now. When we have that stage break, that yellow flag flies, he'll be out still on the racetrack. So almost like a little undercut action here early on.
He could be very well going for that undercut, as we got 2 laps to go here in stage 1. Joey Doucette still trying to chase down the number 4, Adam Newber.
Yeah, and right now, Adam and Adam right here tonight on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Adam Newber is separating, though, from the 16 of Joey Doucette. Now has that lead built up to about a second and a half. Although we just saw the 16 right on the tail of the 4. Something just keeps happening, Adam, is where Adam Newber can just separate each time that Joey thinks he's getting close. Adam Newber just separates, but now with just 1 lap to go here in stage 1, Adam Newber's just feeling confident there at the top of the grid.
He's feeling confident and looking very confident as well.
Yeah, you see Joey Doucette right there, Devin Painter, Keith Bradley right there. I believe they're battling it out for position. The 29 and the 99 are trying to battle it out for their podium position here in stage number 1. Of course, Keith Bradley, the animal, 8 up spots there at the road course. Devin Painter in the 99 is trying to get his season rolling in the right direction. And Adam, to mention to the folks at home as well, we only have 1 more regular season race before we go playoff racing here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Right now, we're watching a battle for a 3rd playout into 3 and 4.
They're definitely battling, but they're also a little bit of give and take there. They don't want to take each other out this early in the race.
Not at all. And again, if you're unfamiliar with the format here at NASCAR, no fast repairs for your favorite drivers here in the field. So what that means, folks, is if these drivers occur any damage to these race trucks here tonight, it will stay with them to the end of the race. And Adam, you know as well as I do, once that damage starts to accumulate, that truck will stop working, and in some instances, that engine will blow on you. But right now, this is the last lap in stage number 1.
Last lap indeed, with Adam Newber there in first. And I'm not sure who that lap truck is. I'm wondering if that is the 98 again. Jimmy Emos struggling here this evening.
The 98 of Jimmy
Uh,
Umos started on pit road here as we watch Adam Newbert take us into the last set of corners in stage number 1. Adam Newbert, the money man, wins stage number 1 in the over-the-top designs 200 from Indianapolis.
I'm thinking Keith Bradley did get that third position there at the end of that stage.
Yeah, we're looking at the field rolling across the line right now. Rounding out our top 10 there in stage number 1. Of course, we just saw the money man essentially dominate there, Adam, in that stage. Joey Doucette in the 16 finishes second. Keith Bradley in 29 finishes third. Devin Pater in the 99 finishes fourth. Stephen Thomas in the 23 finishes fifth. Justin Lumpkin in the 18 finishes sixth. Chris Seddeman in the 3 finishes seventh. Daniel Shepard in the 45 finishes 8th. Ashley Dotson in the 88 making moves here tonight. Adam up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag. And rounding out our top 10 is a truck that hasn't moved at all. Right there in the 10th position all race here tonight. Jose Luis Rivera rounds out our top 10.
He just seems to be trying to find his pace, minding his P's and Q's per se. Sitting back here at the 10th position. Running a decent race, if you ask me. Just trying to hold it off, trying to figure out what his wear is before the end of this race.
Yeah, you're going to see the 29 right there. Adam Newbert's right there as well. Joey Doucette. And as we're going to watch the field head down pit road, we're going to step aside, but we'll keep it live here at Indianapolis so you can watch your favorite drivers head down pit road. We'll be right back here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Let me know when we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nazareth 360 Racing Network here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We just saw the money man himself, Adam Newbert, there win stage number 1. I am William Tiller. Joining me in the booth here tonight is Mr. Adam Flieger here. Adam, and we just spotted that 29 machine. Usually we would speak to our stage winners here in the breaks, but it looked like the 29 machine of Keith Bradley was rocking a pretty cool paint scheme, but it looks like it's cool for a different reason. So let's see if we can catch up with Keith Bradley, the driver of the 29 machine. Mr. Keith Bradley, I think we got you on the radio. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We saw that paint scheme from up here in the booth. We wanted to bring you on and give you a chance to talk about it, describe it. It looks like it's cool for a different meeting.
Yeah, so I lost a friend of mine a couple weeks ago at Lawrenceburg Speedway in a sprint car racing accident. Unfortunately, he lost his life. It sucks, but I mean, it's part of racing, unfortunately. It's one of them things that you don't take for granted is life. And my team owner, John Hedrick, came up with this design, gave it to me to run. Figured it'd be, what a better place to run it than Indy, where we're both from.
If you could just explain the driver, I see Justin Owen there, the type of driver he was or is, still to you, or the person he is off the racetrack, just sort of for people who don't know who is or who was Justin.
Yeah, he was a local up and coming sprint car racer in the Lawrenceburg, Indiana area. Good kid. He was 26 years old, so he had a lot of life left to live, which I think that makes it even worse for everybody. But he was an awesome person, good friend to everybody, and a hell of a race car driver.
Well, Keith, we'll let you get back to it here tonight, and I'm sure you got some fans at home watching you here tonight, rocking what we can just say is an incredible tribute to Justin Owen there here tonight. But Keith, we'll let you go back to it here as we're going to go green flag racing. We appreciate it. Hopefully we talk to you soon.
Thank you.
That's Keith Bradley, driver of the 29 machine here tonight, talking about Justin Owen. But we're back. Green flag racing here at Indy as Adam Newbert here takes us back under green in stage number 2.
Back under green here, and Adam Newberg gets a wonderful jump there on the start. So does Stephen Thomas, as they are your front two coming here to the backstretch.
Yes, right now, Adam Newbert's our race leader. He has a new second place co-pilot, though. That's Stephen Thomas in the 23 machine. Looks like they have a new third place compadre as well. That's Justin Lumpkin in the 18. He's throwing that all pink paint scheme in the garage, throwing a little black on the thing here tonight. Maybe it's doing the trick as he's up to third.
It might be. We still early to find out, as we're not even halfway through the race yet here on lap 26 of 85.
27 laps in the books here tonight on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. As you see, Keith Bradley, he's right on the back bumper of the 16 here into corner number 1. We're going to go in that short stint down into corner number 2 and then down that long backstretch here tonight. And one thing for me here, Adam, that stood out early on, no cautions here tonight.
No cautions other than just our stage break that we just come back from. You're all right. It's been fairly clean racing so far.
Profile line right now for the field, 27 laps into this race. Adam Newbert takes us into corner number 4, and you see just a few battles perking up here in the field. This is lower towards the back end of the grid. This is about the 14th or 15th position. Robbie Richards is down there. Raul Mess is down there as well in the 37. Looks like Taylor Peacock in the 81s, rubbing shoulders down there as well. Chris Cinnamon in the 3 right here. We're going to go 3 wide down to the corner, Adam. Man, these guys are racing it out.
Back here for 20th position. I don't know if 3 wide is the best call, but they're definitely... Chris Cinnamon is fighting hard to try to get back up towards the front.
You can't fault the driver to want to get past the 20th position right now. These guys are getting a little antsy here at the tail end right here in these 15 to 20 positions, because you got to think, Adam, a very long racetrack like Indianapolis, if you get separated from that lead, it can be a very long race for you.
It very well can, as the front group is staying tight this time around.
It's very interesting to see, because Adam Newbert, you didn't have all that much separation there as we go down to corners 1 and 2 right now, but it was always sort of like a tug of war. We saw Joey Doucette get up there and then fade. It was always the 16 would get up there and fade. Right now he's going in the short stint between 1 and 2, but right now, as you just touched on, Adam, as we're going to come off of corner number 2 here down this long backstretch, still very tight. We're looking at a solid 6-7 trucks right here in this pack.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid 6 or 7 truck train here at the front of the pack before we get to our first gap. Joey Doucette's looking to the inside of the 18 of Justin Lumpkin coming down into the corner.
And Joey Doucette right there to the inside of the 18. Here comes Keith Bradley as well. A little BOGO action, a little 2-for-1 right now as Adam Newbert still our race leader. He's watching all this happen at his back. A rear view mirror right now here as we're down the front stretch. Long front stretch right now as Devin Painter's going to try to the inside of Justin Lumpkin right here. Tail end of this pack. The 99 is going to go to the inside of the 18 here into one big run out of the 99 as he takes the position away from Justin Lumpkin.
Big run indeed, as now we're going back through the short chute. I'm not sure which corner this is we're going to be coming out of. Looks like we're coming down the backstretch now.
Coming down the backstretch right now, of course, your short stints in between 1 and 2. So right now we're entering 3 as Adam Newbert as our race leader. So single file as we go down this long backstretch right now. I see Keith Bradley. Love this overhead shot here. You get a clear shot of the paint schemes, the numbers, everything on the racetrack. Keith Bradley now is just trying to find that window to get around the 16 of Joey Doucette, but it's very hard here at Indy. Adam, a lot of passes you're going to see throughout this race are going to be to the inside of these drivers. Not going to have a lot of passes to the outside.
Yeah, it's definitely passing similar to that of a road course. You want to try to get that momentum, get the run down into the corner, and get to this apex of the corner before the driver to your outside does.
Yeah, as this pack of 6 trucks here now takes us down into corner number 2. Very tight up here at the top of the grid. When we look at that timing right here, these drivers are running pretty similar lap times. Of course, Adam Newbert, Stephen Thomas running 54.07s last time by. We have Keith Bradley running a 53.97. Joey Doucette running a 53.98. Devin Painter is up there as well, running a 54.02. And Justin Lumpkin, I would have to say, is probably the slowest truck in this mix at a 54.3. So almost identical lap times from these guys up here in this pack. Some trucks are faster, and that's interesting to see, Adam, that some of these trucks know they're faster, but they're staying in line.
And that is true. They're almost playing follow the leader a little bit right now, just trying to figure out where their truck feels most comfortable, hoping at that one point they can get the run they need to get to the inside of the truck in front of them. As we see Keith Bradley working on the back of the 23 of Stephen Thomas. Stephen Thomas is trying to find a way around Adam Newbert. But if I was Newbert, I'd definitely be keeping an eye out for that 29 as he's been slowly lurking his way up through the field this evening.
He feels it right now as Adam Newbert's going to go way out of the line, trying to break that slipstream here down the backstretch. Adam Newbert's now feeling the pressure from the end. I'm all right there. The 29 is growling. He's scratching. He is right on the back bumper of the 4 machine here now down in corner number 4. Oh, man, he is hungry right now. He is not going to let up on the 4 machine off of 4. He said, follow the leader. Y'all follow me right now as, again, they're going to pull out of line Adam Newbert and the 29 machine of Keith Bradley right now. No, that's Stephen Thomas right there. Not going to battle it out down in the corner number 1.
Stephen Thomas is there in second, staying tight up against the 4 of Adam Newbert. Adam Newbert is trying to break that draft, coming down them straightaways, almost trying to run the Indy line that you see a lot of the Indy drivers run, trying to break that draft coming down these long straightaways. Keith Bradley catching back up now as we enter turn 3.
Yeah, and it's funny that I mentioned that I got Stephen Thomas and the 23 and the 29 of Keith Bradley confused there, because all of a sudden I was speaking about Keith Bradley. Now he is actually in the mix here, folks. I'm not getting the drivers confused here once again. The 29 of Keith Bradley is now up to 3rd, and here we go. Oh, nope, just kidding. The 23, oh my goodness, he is trying his hardest to get around Adam Newbert as we go down to corner 1 right now. 34 laps in. We're not even late in stage 2. And these drivers are battling out for the lead.
They are definitely battling up here in this front pack of 6 trucks. We got Adam Newbert there in first, Stephen Thomas there in second, Keith Bradley looking to try to make a pass for that second position down this backstretch into corner 3.
Yeah, I think Keith Bradley in 29 was hearing all the great things I was saying about him, and he said, oh my goodness, he's talking about me like I'm in the 2nd place position, but now he is the 29 of Keith Bradley right now. He wants a shot of Adam Newbert in the 4. So folks, all those things I just said about 2 minutes ago, rewind the tape and let them all apply right now, because now the 29 of Keith Bradley is now actually behind the 4 of Adam Newbert down the front stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure Adam Newbert really wants to see the 29 behind him at this point in time, as he is making some great grounds coming through this Indianapolis Speedway with 35 out of 85 laps complete right now.
Looking at about 14 laps to go here in stage number 2. These drivers went ahead and headed down pit road, have all that fresh equipment here for this run in stage number 2, of course, to end the race here tonight. You're going to throw a couple more laps, little sprinkles on top of the finale here as we're down the backstretch, single file. But Adam, you touched on it here a few times. This pack of about 5 or 6 trucks now starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Well, then 5 or 6 trucks are definitely starting to pull away from the field a little bit as they're single file. I know Adam Newbert looks a little nervous with the 29 right on his bumper.
Yeah, he doesn't like that at all. He doesn't like feeling the draft coming from the second place truck right there. Every time he starts to feel that, Adam has now a huge run from Stephen Thomas. He used that draft up into the last minute that he could to the entry of corner number 1. The Keith Bradley, now the 29 machines out door to door with the money man Adam Newbert. Here the 4 machine, they're still side by side here in the corner number 2. Keith Bradley 29 here, still trying to take that position away from Adam Newbert. Adam Newbert's trying everything he can to hold on here as we're drag racing down the backstretch here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Mr. John Force would love the action we're seeing here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network as the battle rages on into 3.
It looks like Bradley gets around Newbert coming into turn 3 and 4, coming through the short chute as we watch that battle from the unit point on the onboard roll bar camera of Stephen Thomas.
Stephen Thomas in the 3rd place position right there is going to have a court side seat to the action in front of him right now as our new race leader is the animal himself. The 29 machine of Keith Bradley takes us down to corner number 1.
He's definitely hitting his marks quite well this evening in that number 29, and I'm sure it makes him feel even better with the paint scheme he's running tonight, seeing it out front.
Oh boy, he has extra motivation inside of the cockpit of the 29 right now. Keith Bradley takes us down the backstretch here. I love that interview from him. Adam, he explained who Mr. Owens was there, an incredible race car driver, an even better person off the track, a great friend of Mr. Keith Bradley here. And I know Keith is a very seasoned and experienced driver here. He's been around NASCAR for a long time. Right now, leading the way. And I gotta speak for Keith here, Adam. If he wins the race here tonight, I don't think we're gonna have a dry eye in the house if he wins the race here tonight.
You most certainly may see that you will not have a dry eye as we see that truck out front getting a little bit of gap over the money man of Adam Newbert. Coming down the short chute, down into 4, I believe. That's turn 2. I'm sorry. Coming down the backstretch now.
Adam Newbert right there, that 4 machine, of course. We're going to have high action there on Monday night as the 4 machine's going to be in that battle as well for a championship in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. 4 machine right on the back of Keith Bradley right now. Stephen Thomas still in the mix as well. We got 1, 2, 3 trucks here at the top side of the grid. But Adam, I wanted to ask you here as we're settling in here, as we just now see Joey Doucette 7 painter for the 4th position here. Looks like the 99 is going to try to hang on. What are some of the things that are standing out in this race so far? What are some drivers that are impressing you, maybe surprising you with their position, and some drivers that may be disappointing here tonight at Indy?
For me, it's just a wonder. It's just a wonderful night to be in the booth again with you there, Will. As being production, I don't really watch the drivers per se too closely, as my main objective is make sure I keep the action on the screen. But some of the drivers I'm keeping an eye on, though, are drivers per se like Ashley Dodson and Jacob Klinkart. They're currently sitting 7th and 8th right now. Ashley is up 15th, up 15 positions, and Jacob Klinkart's up 9. Brandon Bullock's another one, though, kind of just slowly working his way inside the top 10 here. By the end of stage 2, he's up 13 positions since the start of the green flag.
Yeah, big movers here, 39 laps into this race. And one thing that really, really surprises me, and folks, we'll get the information for you here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, is the 9 machine of Chris Blanchard. Chris Blanchard rolled off this race on row number 1, down 23 spots from the drop of the green flag. Currently one of the last trucks on the racetrack. I do not know what could have happened from his qualifying run to the drop of the green flag that would cause this 9 to drop.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's got some sim rig issues. I heard somebody say they had steering wheel issues, and I'm not sure if that was the 9 of Chris Blanchard or not, as he has definitely fallen black. I heard somebody call for a EOL for themselves at the end of that other stage, end of stage 1. So I'm not exactly sure who did that, as we see Chris Blanchard definitely at the back and struggling this evening.
Yeah, and that's not something we usually see at the 9 machine at Chris Blanchard. Partially why we're spotlighting the 9 right now. It's not a typical race that we see at the 9 machine. Usually, I would have to say, Adam, a top 10 truck, top 15 truck, some tracks as well. So the 9 machine running at the tail end of the field, not a usual sight to see here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. But right now at the top of the grid, still at the Ford machine, Adam Newbert here is still trying to chase down Keith Bradley in the 29. The Ford machine's a little disgruntled there in the second place position. You see how hard he took the exit off of 2.
He's definitely trying to work that truck hard, trying to keep up with Keith Bradley, but Keith Bradley looks super smooth out there in that first position, hitting those marks just where he needs to and keeping that gap growing between him and the number 4.
Yeah, 9 laps to go here in stage number 2. The animal here still trying to eat up the track here as we're down this long, beautiful front stretch here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I love the sights in May, Adam, as we do the Indy 500 here. But tonight it's the trucks that take on this beautiful historic racetrack. And right now Keith Bradley's trying to maybe get some milk or some Gatorade at the end of this race. Not sure what you celebrate with, Adam, if you win it in a truck, but I'm sure it's a cool prize nevertheless.
I know one of the first things the drivers like to do is they like to get out and kiss that row of bricks there at the start-finish line.
Yeah, and that's a sight to see as well. You put the hat backwards, you get all comfortable, you kiss those asphalt bricks. They're real bricks, but a lot of asphalt cover them. There are a lot of rubber on top of those bricks. Adam here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But here, as we're counting down the laps here in stage number 2, Keith Bradley's still holding that separation from the 4. The 4 is just trying to do everything he can to try to catch some kind of sail wind coming off of Keith Bradley.
He's trying to definitely try to find that sail wind, but I'm just not sure he's going to here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have a break in the action around lap 48. So right now we're looking at around 6 laps to go in stage number 2. This race is oh no! Oh, we see contact between the 96 right there, and that's Taylor Peacock and the 81 for just a slight moment. I almost thought, Adam, we'd have our first caution of the night.
We almost did. There was definitely contact between the 81 and the 96. I think the 81 was to the inside and didn't realize that the 96 wasn't quite clear yet as it come across the nose.
Yeah, things are getting a little dicey right here. We're looking at the 81 of Taylor Peacock. Looking at Robbie Richards down there as well. And this is a battle. This is actually a very crucial battle right here, Adam. This is to stay inside the top 15 of the race right now. Taylor Peacock in the 81. You see him on your screen. 13th. Ed Osborne in the 42. Currently 14th. And Robbie Richards just now slid up to the top 15 position.
Yeah, Robbie Richards not having too terrible of a night as we look at the 96 of James Moore is coming down the pit road this time.
And that could be an undercut situation there. We saw it in stage 1. Some drivers tried to undercut the stage break. Of course, that stage break will happen in about 3 laps time right now. So some of these drivers are trying to calculate what they can do, what sort of advantage they can squeeze out of that break right now. As Adam Newbert's now with a huge run into 3. He has closed that gap just a little bit there, Adam, but will he have enough time?
I'm wondering if Newbert kind of backed off, tried to cool his tires some so he could try to make an end of stage run here at the 29 of Bradley.
See right here on the front stretch, you see now that gap's just slowly but surely closing, getting smaller and smaller right now down to corner number 1. Keith Bradley does not want to see that out of his rear view. He's over the radio right now, Adam, wondering where did that speed come out of the floor right now as we go into corner number 2 off into this long backstretch here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We have just about 4 laps to go in stage number 2.
4 laps to go indeed here at Indianapolis as we are on board with Adam Newbert coming down that backstretch as he's looking to get a great run against Keith Bradley coming down into 3.
Yeah, Keith Bradley into 3 and 4 right now. Adam Newbert's right there as well. And you mentioned it there, Adam could have been sitting on those tires just to keep them fresh for as long as he can, laying back, if you will, just to wait his opportunity. I got to say, the Ford machine, Adam Newbert's the master at that, the Jedi master, if you will, of just lying in wait, waiting for an opportunity and pouncing when that opportunity arises. That's why, Adam, he has just about 10 wins in about a 2-month or 3-month time frame. So racking up the W's, trying to get another one here tonight.
But I would not say that Keith Bradley is going to let him have it too easily.
Definitely not, as we're off of corner number 2 here, down this long backstretch here. Now we have 3 laps to go in stage number 2. Adam Newbert's just trying to find that slightest edge, that slightest slipstream, and it looks like he's found it because, oh, here he comes, mama. Here comes that man again as the Adam Newbert, the Ford machine, is now knocking on the door.
Adam Newbert is definitely there. I've been watching his gap close a little bit coming through the backstretch, but he kind of loses a little coming through 3 and 4.
He does right now. If he can just maintain that momentum, though, I think we'll have a battle for a stage number 2 victory. As now Keith Bradley will make it just about 2 laps to go here down into corner 1. Adam Newbert's right there as well. And oh my goodness, Adam, for a second there, I was wondering where the rest of the field went, because we're catching these shots from the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, and I can't see any other trucks other than these top 2 trucks here as they're down the backstretch.
Yeah, definitely. As you look there, as they're coming off of 2, Dusek gets a little bit loose coming off of turn 2 there as we're down the backstretch coming down into 3.
Yeah, into 3 right now. We're going to get the 1 to go next time across that line. Keith Bradley now takes us into the short shoot into 4. Boy, do we have a battle on our hands now down the front stretch. We're going to get the 1 to go in stage number 2.
1 to go. Battle definitely heating up between first and second, with Newbert finally getting back to that back bumper of Bradley coming down into turn 1. We'll see if he can get around him this lap.
Now 1 to go in stage number 2 here in the over-the-top designs 200 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is a battle for a stage number 2 victory. Adam Newbert won stage number 1. He's trying to sweep the stages here tonight as we're into corner number 2. Keith Bradley, the animal, still trying to hold that line right now down the backstretch. Adam Newbert still following right behind the back bumper of the 29. They're keeping it calm, cool, and collected down the backstretch right now as we enter into corner number 3. Adam Newbert now tries to the inside, see if he has enough momentum to continue this run. He's going to hold this line, Adam, as we're into 3 and 4 side by side into the short shoot right now. Adam Newbert's now got that nose right to the inside of Keith Bradley. We're going to drag race it down the front stretch. As we watch them come down the front stretch right now, we'll see who gets the stage number 2 victory. We see right there, that is Keith Bradley. The animal wins stage number 2.
I was trying to figure out where my camera ended up. I don't know what happened to the cameraman there. He just did not want to give me the shot I wanted. There it is. Finally, I figured it out. But Keith Bradley definitely wins stage number 2. Adam Newbert there with a close second.
Bradley, we spoke to him there on that stage break during stage number 1. Race with a little extra momentum here tonight. Wants to put that 29 machine in victory lane for a multitudes of reasons. But here are our top 10. In stage number 2, we see the animal win stage 2. Adam Newbert in the 4 finishes 2nd. Joey Doucette in the 16 finishes 3rd. Stephen Thomas in the 23 finishes 4th. Justin Lumpkin in the 18 finishes 5th. Ashley Dodson in the 88 having a pretty good drive here tonight. Up 16 spots to the drop of the green flag, currently 6th. Devin Painter in the 99, currently 7th. Dana Shepard in the 45, up to 8th. Jacob Plinkart in the 5, 9th. Brandon Bullock in the 17 truck, up 13 spots, up to 10th. And Raul Meza right there in the 11th. I mentioned that name, though, because he is up 14 spots from the drop of the green flag.
He's definitely has been a driver that's definitely had some luck not go his way this entire season that I've been had the privilege of producing. I've always really been, rooting for that 37 to have a great finish, but for some reason, something always unforeseen happens.
Watch these pit stops unfold here at the end of stage number 2. We'll step aside, but we'll stay live here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to see who wins the race off of pit road. Welcome back, race fans, to the Nazareth 360 Racing Network here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We just saw the conclusion of stage number 2. Right there, we saw Keith Bradley, the animal, win that stage in impressive fashion, holding off the money man of Adam Newbert, the 4. Here tonight, I am William Tiller. Joining me in the booth here tonight is Mr. Adam Fleeker, giving you the sights and sounds here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's been a caution-free race so far, ladies and gentlemen, but I believe it is time, Adam, that we catch up with our stage number 1 winner. We didn't get a chance to speak with him. It just so works out that we spoke with Keith Bradley at the end of stage 1. He wins stage 2, that we speak with Mr. Adam Newbert himself real quick before we go back to Green Flag Racing. Adam, we got you up here in the broadcast booth, my man. You win stage number 1, second in stage 2. What do you have to do to put that 4 in victory lane?
Take care of the tires a little bit better earlier on in the run. We kind of burned them up there and then couldn't get back to Keith. And the draft, clean air is important. Keeping the clean air is going to be extremely important here. So just got to stay in front of everybody.
Stay in front of him, buddy, indeed. And I want to ask you here, this last part of these races here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series, what's the strategy like here in this late race run?
Looks like we're gonna have about 30 laps to make it on gas. So looks like everybody's gonna be about 5 laps short to make it on the race. So there's gonna be a pit stop here at some point. Getting on and off pit road is gonna be key. That's gonna be the biggest thing for everybody, I think, right now.
Right on. We're speaking with the money man himself, Adam Newbert. Adam, before we let you go, Green Flag Racing here. Anybody want to shout out here before we let you go back?
Yeah, man, got to shout out Ladanco, my sponsor, Jess Sickles, the whole Sick With It Motorsports crew. We're running great tonight, just like we did last week. Let's see if we can just finish it all off. Thank y'all up in the booth.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you taking the time, my man. We'll speak to you soon. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank y'all.
And that was Adam Newbert, the driver of the 4 machine. He won stage number 1, Adam. He's going to see if he can put that 4 into victory lane here tonight as now the pace truck pulls off. The field is ready. We're ready here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network broadcast booth. The green flag waves here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're back. Green flag racing here as Adam Newbert takes us down to corner number 1 in the over-the-top designs 200.
Adam Newbert definitely got a nice restart there. Keith Bradley hot on his heels, though, coming down in turns 1 and 2, down through the short chute before we get onto the backstretch. We'll see if Keith Bradley kind of hangs back or if he puts the pressure on Newbert, see if he can get him to burn them tires up again.
Yeah, right now as things are calm, cool, and collected, single file lane. Right now down into corner 3. Adam Newbert still our race leader.
Race leader Adam Newbert here, starting stage 3, the final stage of this evening. Do we know if they're going to need to make a pit stop about halfway through or towards the end of the stage?
I'm thinking they're going to have to at least one green flag pit stop we're going to see take place here in this race, Adam. It's just that Nazareth format that we're used to here. It's going to basically throw a wrench in some of these drivers' plans here down the stretch. But right now, Adam Newbert's still our race leader, 1 lap under green.
It's been green flag racing most of the evening here. The only cautions we've had so far are for our stage breaks. I have had a couple close calls, though, as we saw with the, I forget which 2 trucks those were, that got together there on the front stretch.
Yeah, still is Adam Newbert, still our race leader here. Keith Bradley right there behind him. Joey Doucette in the 16, trying to hold on to that 3rd spot. And you look at the rest of the field here as things mosey along here to kick off the late race run. And looking at that lap count, Adam, we're looking at around 32, 33 laps to go here in this race. And I gotta say, we just spoke about those green flag pit stops. This is about the time that you really need to get that pedal to the floor, make moves. And we see a move being made right now by Jacob Klinkar in the 5 to the inside. Jose Luis Rivera here. Jose has been top 10 virtually all night right now. Now has some heat for the top 10 position.
He's he's definitely sitting there in about the 7th position. He's moved up 3 spots since the start of the stage here for our 3rd and final stage this evening. Devin Painter still looking good. They're in the 6th position, trying to get up to that 5th position of Stephen Thomas. Give him a little bit of a battle for a top 5 position at this point in time.
Yeah, Yeah, and right now, all of a sudden, Adam Newbert has some heat on him. Now, Keith Bradley in the 29 is battling him to the outside. Thought about that outside pass. I spoke about that at Adam earlier. It's going to be very hard to pass the outside here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now into corner number 2. Adam Newbert still leading the way, though. The Animal is right there on the back bumper. And I feel like, Adam, this is the battle we're going to see rage on here to the end of this race, as right now they're nose to tail down the backstretch.
I definitely do think these two are the top dogs of the circuit here this evening. Not sure which one's going to be able to pull it off here this evening, as both of them know that they need to save the tires, need to keep their equipment under control here this evening to have a chance at pulling off the victory this evening.
As right now we watch this battle for the lead rage on down the front stretch, and right now Adam Newbert's feeling that pressure from the 29 of Keith Bradley as now he tries to break out of the slipstream. We see him try to break that line across the start finish line here. Lap 56 now down to corner 1. Keith Bradley right there to the inside. He is not giving up on this fight once again. I feel like once you get close up to the back bumper, oh my goodness, he gets him a little bit of a wiggle right there on the short shoot into 2. Oh my goodness, Adam, we have quite the battle down the backstretch.
Definitely quite the battle heating up between the 4 of Adam Newbert and the 29 of Keith Bradley. I noticed that the 4 of Adam Newbert keeps diving and running that kind of that signature Indianapolis line, trying to break that draft, but the 29 just keeps his foot in it and stays straight coming down the backstretch, or down the long stretch, I should say.
Yeah, and their lap times are very close to one another here, as now we're down this front stretch here. We're going to get another shot at those lap times to see what they're looking like as we cross the line right about now. We're going to look at that live timing for you just to give you an indication of what these leaders are running. Oh my goodness, Adam, those numbers that just came through. Adam Newbert just ran a 53.76. Keith Bradley, 53.6. So very much faster than the 4. It's just getting around Adam Newbert, who's going to make it very difficult to get around him.
He definitely Adam Newbert is not wanting to give up that position, as the 29 is going to try to battle to the outside now. My only worry is battling to the outside. Is that not going to hurt your tires a little bit more than running the preferred line there on the bottom?
Yeah, and you saw exactly what the cause and effect of that move is there, Adam. Sure, that outside lane just looks very tempting, very tasty, almost like a McDonald's ice cream. You love that little pack of the nuts, the hot chocolate syrup you can put on top of there, but once you pull up to McDonald's, they tell you the ice cream machine is broken. That's what happened to Keith Bradley in 29. He went to the high side there. He thought he could have ground the 4. All of a sudden, he ran out of racetrack, Adam. Had to check up, hit the brakes a little bit, get down to the low side once again, and now that creates a gap once again between the 4 and the 29.
I'll be honest, that is definitely one word I am not familiar with. I know there's a brake pedal in most vehicles, but I'm just not familiar with it being on a dirt track. So, me being a dirt track racer, I don't know too much about that brake pedal, but he definitely checked up there trying to make that outside work. Looks like he's definitely getting the run, though, at the 4, just not able to complete the pass quite yet.
Yeah, right now the Ford machine into 3 and 4. The 29 of Keith Bradley right there as well as a battle for the lead. Simmering around just for now. One thing that's standing out for me, oh my goodness, I say that. Now all of a sudden the 29 is right there once again to the inside. The 29 is not giving up on this battle right now. They do not care that we have a long way to go here still. Right now the 29 and the 4 are side by side, door to door into 1. Going to the short shoot into 2 right now. The 29 just sliding back just a little bit, so side by side they're respecting each other though. Adam, you just saw that move between the 2 of them, letting each other know that they're there, letting each other know that they're battling for the lead into 3 right now, door to door for the race lead.
Yeah, door to door coming down into turn 3. The 29 of Keith Bradley is definitely trying to get around the 4. That 4 is going to end up using up some of his tires, though. Sitting there on the outside too long might hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, he's going to push that 4 to the top side, and you just touched on it, Adam. You know, Newbert has to figure out a way to get to the low side. He can't stay high this entire battle. He has to battle it out for maybe a couple laps and then realize, okay, I can't keep doing this. I need to get low side, maybe pull behind the 29 for just a lap or 2 before we can get that position back.
They're definitely side by side, giving us a great battle up here at the front. But as they're battling, that's allowing the 16 of Joey Doucette in that purple and black machine to start rolling up onto them.
Yeah, Joey Doucette's in the mix, and I see now Justin Lumpkin's separation is now starting to tick down once again. That's the 18 truck. He's in the 4th position right now. And rounding out our top 5, Jacob Klinkart in the 5, having one heck of a drive here tonight, up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag, has a top 5 position locked in. And one thing that stands out to me here tonight, Adam, as now we're 26 laps to go, a lot of big movers just outside of the top 10, inside the top 10. We look at Brandon Bullock, the 17 truck, currently up to 12th, up 11 spots. We look at Raul Meza, the 37 truck, up to 11th, up 14 spots. We look at Ashley Dotson, currently our 10th truck on the racetrack. The 88 is up 12 spots from the drop of the green flag. So a lot of great drives here tonight.
Definitely a lot of great drivers, but there's also been a lot of drivers that have not quite had the luck on their side. As we look at the 81 of Taylor Peacock, who has fallen back 13 positions from the start. Chris Cinnamon's fallen back 18 spots. And unfortunately for Chris Blanchard, he has fallen back 23 spots from the start of the flag.
Yeah, and those are our movers and shakers here tonight with 25 laps to go here in the over-the-top designs 200. This is the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. My name is William Tiller. Joining me here tonight has been Adam Flieger, giving you the sights and sounds here tonight, doing both. Adam, here tonight as we're watching this battle now between Chris Blanchard, the 9, and Joey Doucette in the 16. It looks like, though, Chris is unfortunately a lap down, so now trying to get that lap back from everybody, trying to cruise up through the field. Could play spoiler for somebody up at the lead if he can get up there.
He definitely can play spoiler, but I think Blanchard's just trying to hold on to the lead lap. I don't know if he's definitely necessarily in the running or not, but I think he's just trying to possibly keep from going too far down.
And one thing I'm noticing here tonight, Adam, as my Monday night colleague Tyler Dittmer would say, the time is running out for these drivers. The windows are closing. You start to see the lap times now getting slower. That's one thing my co-host on Monday nights loves to notice. The lap times are starting to slow for these drivers on the racetrack. What that indicates to me, Adam, is that green flag pit stops are right around the corner.
That money stop, as you would call it, as I know Wes and you would call it, is definitely in the realm right now as we're getting down to about 23 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, 23 laps to go right now. Keith Bradley's our race leader. Of course, Adam Newbert's right there. Chris Blanchard all of a sudden now back up to the top of the grid. But, folks, remember, he is a lap down. So getting his lap back the hard way right now is going to stay to the inside of the leaders here. If he can get to the inside, Adam Newbert has to watch out, though. Know that the 9's right there.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to come across the nose of that 9 and end up taking yourself out of this race. As you touched on it before, there are no fast repairs here in the Nazareth Racing Series.
Fast repair, so a wreck this late in the race would all but be a nightmare right now, as Keith Bradley's going to make it 22 laps to go down to corner number 1.
And Chris Blanchard, he's definitely showing us the reason why he's normally in the top of this grid, as he is looking very strong right now. It's just unfortunate he is a lap down currently.
Fortunate indeed right now, Chris Blanchard, and we'll have to figure out maybe off air or just to see what happened to the 9. Of course, rolled off second at the drop of the green flag, and just from the start of the race, Adam just couldn't hold position, was fighting that truck all around. Seems as though late in this race now with 22, he's got that truck right where he wants to be. Looks like the qualifying lap times he's putting up right now, but very late in this race, I think Chris just wants to finish on the lead lap.
Chris is just trying to get that truck where he's into a manageable position right now. He is trying to get his lap back the hard way, as you said, coming down into turn 1. He definitely gets the lap back here in front of Keith Bradley.
Gets the lap back indeed, as the leaders still rage on with 21 laps to go. This is the over-the-top designs 200 here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. We have one more race to go here in the regular season. We'll crown a regular season champion next Friday night here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Right now, the field is a little bundled up as we had some drivers head down pit road. Not a lot, though. Right there, Adam, as it looks like just a few drivers headed down there for just quick stops. We're still waiting on the majority of the field to head down pit road.
I'm seeing a couple stops here and there, but nothing too crazy yet. But it looks like Adam Newbert's coming in this time.
Whoa! Oh my goodness, Adam, we just saw the 4 of Adam Newbert almost nosedive into the inside wall right at the entry of pit road, was slamming on the brakes right there. We could smell that smoke up here in the booth. It was so hard on the brakes. We'll have to see if Adam Newbert may have gotten a speeding penalty.
That was definitely close. You could definitely tell he was trying to lock him up to get that truck down to that pit road speed. Almost locked him up so bad he lost the steering out of the truck for a moment.
I'm going to keep an eye on that 4 as he's down pit road right now. Also looking at Ed Osborne down pit road in the 42 right now. The only 2 trucks down pit road. No penalty for the 4 as he is now off pit road.
4 is coming off pit road. Not sure when Keith Bradley's going to come down. Do we think we'll see any of them push the envelope and try to manage the truck enough to finish the race without another stop?
I think that's a big risk, but I think if you're a driver on the outside looking in, of course, we haven't had a chance to talk about those playoff standings, but I did just touch there that we only have 1 race to go in the regular season. I think, Adam, you're running out of races to take those gambles. I think right now you try to undercut the field, maybe stay out as long as you can. But looking at the field, everybody headed down pit road virtually the same time. The only drivers really Devin Painter, 99, headed down pit road the last 61. Adam Newbert 65 right there. Ed Osborne 65. So nobody really can push the envelope as much as we think.
I definitely try and figure out when they. Looks like a lot of your leaders went down at lap 49. So I'm not sure what the fuel window is on these trucks here tonight. As Luis Rivera is now on pit road.
Hey, Jose Luis Rivera, I know we've mentioned that name a few times here tonight. The 20 machine qualified 10th, was in 10th throughout those stages. Adam didn't move at all, was up to 9th there before he headed down pit road. What a drive out of the 20 here tonight. And looking at the top of the grid, still Keith Bradley leading the way. Justin Lumpkin right there in 2nd. Steven Thomas on 23 up to 3rd. Ashley Dodson now up to 4th. Look at the 88 making money moves here at Indy. But folks, you got to remember those green flag pit stops will do a little bit of a Yahtzee reshuffle to the grid. But boy, what a shootout it's going to be with 18 laps to go.
18 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Keith Bradley still up front, coming to pit road this time.
Keith Bradley down pit road. Justin Lumpkin down pit road. Steven Thomas down pit road as well. Looks like this is the leader stop right now here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Who will win the race off of pit road?
Will they get off of pit road before the field comes back around to them? As we see Taylor Peacock coming out passing the leaders right now. So that'll put Taylor Peacock into your first position.
Taylor Peacock, our new race leader, the 81 machine, has to head down pit road. So right now, just trying to get some free glamour shots here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. The 81 machines just had a rough go of things here tonight. Just hasn't had the speed, just hasn't really had the consistency on the racetrack to stick around, so to say right now. As now we check out the 22 of Jeff Sickles right here on the racetrack as the leaders are now heading off pit road.
Leaders are heading off. Adam Newbert there in 5th. Jimmy Emos there in 6th. Joey Doucette's going to come out 7th. And Keith Bradley is going to be a little bit farther back in 8th.
As we look at those lap times there, Joey Doucette just ran a 53:30 right there. One of the fastest lap times of the entire race. Joey Doucette, the winner last week, is now starting to find some speed underneath that 16.
I think Joey
Jeff
Doucette
Sickles
did
heads
run,
down the road.
actually, that is the, well, we'll have to see here. That might be the quickest time of the race. No, it is not. That is not the quick time of the race.
As we look right now, Taylor Peacock still our race leader. Devin Painter right there in the 99. Now, Devin Painter might be an interesting name to watch out for here, Adam. Last headed down pit road, lap 61, so he could probably make it to the end of this race. Look at Zach Hartwig. He has to head down pit road. Taylor Peacock has to head down pit road. Then you have Adam Newbert right there. But right now, Adam Newbert 17 seconds away from the pace right there. Of course, he's about a second away from Zach Hartwig. but he's going to have some time to catch Devin Painter in the 99. I think the 99 is in a great spot right now.
I think the 99 is definitely in a great spot. He's been a top 5, top 10 truck all night this evening here at Indianapolis, hoping for a good finish. Devin Painter, though, Taylor Peacock in pit road.
Yeah, Taylor Peacock, the 81, heads down pit road here. That will make the 99 and Devin Painter our race leader here, as we're going to make it 15 laps to go as the 99 machines are a race leader. But now Adam Newbert has about a 2-second gap he has to control here. He'll have the fresher equipment, but not by much, but only about 4 laps. So watch now with 15 laps to go. It looks like he will catch him here, Adam, but we'll watch this battle ensue.
We're definitely watching ensue. I think Keith Bradley waited a little too long to make his pit stop, as he is now back in 5th position. But out front, it's Devin Painter with Adam Newbert trying to find a way to track him down with 15 laps to go here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, 15 laps to go. The interval right now is about 1.8 seconds, 1.7 right now. As I was saying that statement, it is going down, just ticking down one number after another here. Make it 14 laps to go. Our race leader on the track is Devin Painter in the 99. Adam Newbert right there in second. Oh my goodness, he just ran a 54.38 last time by Adam Newbert there in that 4 machine. Although Devin Painter ran a 54.79, so a little bit slower than Adam Newbert in the 4, but still trying to hold on with 14 laps to go.
Definitely still trying to hold on. As I'm looking at the lap times here, Joey Doucette is running about a 53.94, and Keith Bradley's running a 53.59. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers stack up here as we wind down here at Indianapolis. Keith Bradley taking the 4th spot away from Zach Hartwick.
Keith Bradley to the inside of Zach Hartwick there, and Zach's one of our biggest movers here in this race, up 19 spots from the drop of the green flag, but it has to pit. Last time headed down was lap 49, so we'll see. Unfortunately, Zach Hartwick fade outside of the top 10. Also, Jimmy Emo is currently inside the top 10. He last headed down pit road lap 49 as well, so those 2 drivers still out on the racetrack here, but currently inside the top 10.
That's going to be interesting to see if those drivers actually make it to the end if they do not pit before the end of the race. We'll see if they can make it on fuel.
Yeah, 13 laps to go. Our race leader, Devin Painter, is going to take us into 3 right now. Adam Newbert's in the shot as well here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Devin Painter is just trying to hold on here. Adam Newbert, ooh, a little tail whip there in the entry of 3. He's got that thing humming.
Adam Newbert is definitely trying to make up that time, definitely putting the pedal down here in the late stage here of the final 3rd stage at Indianapolis. Coming to 12 to go this time by, but Newbert is definitely trying to get up there to the leader. But if you see in our screen, not too far behind is Keith Bradley. I'm just not sure if he has the speed or the momentum to fully get up there to battle this out.
Well, it's funny you just mentioned that there. Devin Painter ran a 55.0 last time by. Adam Newbert 54.4. Joey Doucette 54 flat, and Keith Bradley ran a 53.76. So quite a bit faster than our lead pack so far. It's just exactly what you said, Adam. Can he catch the leaders?
Oh, what's going to help him out is if he can get these front 2 to battle it out for a couple corners. While they're battling, he's going to be able to keep the momentum, keep the truck rolling, and hopefully be able to make up some ground on these front 2 as we see Newbert going to the inside of Painter now through turn 4.
Yeah, Newbert now is going to make this pass, going to take the lead away from the 99. He's going to let him know going by as well. A little bit of a little close for comfort there move here down the front stretch, though the 4 is going to take that position away on the entry of 1. Now he's going to do what he does best right there. He's going to try to separate now into 2 off corner number 2 here. Going to head to that long backstretch here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 11 laps to go. The money man, now our race leader down the backstretch.
Coming down into corner 3, we got Joey Doucette there in 3rd, working his way up there to Painter's back bumper to see if he can make a pass for that 2nd position.
Yeah, And 99 of Devin Painter right there is going to come off of 4. He's going to see this lead now just shrink as Joey Doucette's right on the back bumper as well. But here with 10 laps to go, let's see if we can ride on board with our race leader, Adam Newberg, as he's going to take us around the track with 10 laps to go.
What's going to be interesting, if we do get a late race caution here, that's going to stack the field up. And if Newbert and Bradley are not involved, it's going to be interesting to see how those two drivers take on the last bit of this race.
Yeah, surely will is right now. Joey Doucette to the inside of the 99 here, down the backstretch. The 16 now trying to put something forth here, trying to put his name into the mix here, trying to make it go back to back in the Triple M pulling truck series. The 16 now up to second.
16's up to second, but not too far behind. That second and third position is our fourth place driver of Keith Bradley, as he is slowly working his way back up into the top podium positions.
Right now, Joey Doucette, Devin Painter right there, and you mentioned it, Keith Bradley now right on the tail of the 99, as now we make it 9 laps to go into 1.
9 laps to go. He gets the momentum coming off of 2. 99 gets in the wall. I'm not thinking that when the 99 got into the wall. Otherwise, I'm not sure what all that smoke was about. As we come down now the backstretch, that was the short shoot that he got tangled up in the wall with.
Yeah, you see the 29 right there, Joey Doucette, 9 laps to go here tonight on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. No cautions on the racetrack again. That's a very cool thing to see here. Just shows how these drivers have been practicing putting in those lap times here, because we have had some series wrap up. The SimRacerHub.com Truck Series Championship race is Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and notify yourself on YouTube, on our YouTube page. We have 4 drivers battling out for that. But here in this series, Adam, we have one more regular season race, then it's playoff time.
One more race before playoffs, and then we'll start seeing who gets the yellow banners going across the top of the screen here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. As I do my best to keep up with all that, you can kind of see that type of work on Monday nights. But right now, we got Keith Bradley going to the inside of Joey Doucette, getting up into that second position. Adam Newbert better start watching his rearview mirror.
Yeah, you better start watching it. Indeed, what we saw, how hard it is to get around the 4 all race long. The 4 machine, he could be, significantly slower than the guy pressuring him in second. But boy, does he just make it very, very tough to lose positions on the racetrack. We saw Adam in that stretch there, breaking that slipstream, trying to go to the inside, blocking that tail, doing everything he can. Now with 7 laps to go, he might have to do everything once again.
These are definitely 2 talented drivers up front here this evening at Indianapolis. Not to say that the rest of the field is not also very talented, because to go all this time without a caution, that definitely takes some talent out of the drivers to get around Indianapolis.
Right now, Keith Bradley, that's a name we're watching out for. He's on the back of Adam Newbert. We've seen him come from the 4th position. We were just speaking about whether or not he's going to have enough time. Looks like he will have enough time. Now, will he have the ability to get around the 4 machine of Adam Newbert as we come off of corner number 4 right now down this long front stretch right here? Beautiful front stretch there. Tower to your left. Grandstands to your right there. We're going to make it 6 laps to go down to corner number 1.
And down in the corner number 1, Newbert is definitely starting, I think, to get a little nervous watching that rear view, watching that 29 that he has battled all race long with, coming back up into the top positions here in the late stages. 6 laps to go on this lap here. Bradley in second, Newbert in first.
And one thing that Adam Newbert in the 4 machine here as we're down the backstretch does not want to hear come across the radio is the lap times of the 29 of Keith Bradley, who right now is much faster than the 4 of Adam Newbert. And what that does, folks, not only is that straight line speed, so the 29 will eventually catch the 4, be right on the back bumper. What that also indicates to me, as we're off of corner number 4 right now here down the front stretch, if the 29 can get around the 4, Adam, he can separate and possibly win this race, but he just has to get around the 4.
He just has to get around the 4, and the 4 of Newbert definitely has made that difficult for drivers who have had the speed to come out and make it difficult for them to pass him.
Yeah, 5 laps to go here. Right now, we're in the short stint in between 1 and 2. The 29 of Keith Bradley is just trying everything he can to win the race. We talked about with the extra motivation he has on that truck here tonight, racing with a heavy heart here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a home track, Adam. That's one thing we haven't mentioned here tonight. We saw it on the SDK graphic you just flashed on the screen. This is a home track for the animal, so there's nothing best to winning your home track. But right now, with 5 laps to go, he has to get around a man who has been an unmovable object all race long as we're into corner number 4. Adam Newbert, our race leader, down the front stretch.
The money man himself is out front once again, but he's definitely going to have problems here from Keith Bradley, as Keith Bradley is slowly getting the runs he needs, get up there to the back bumper, and we'll see if he can move Newbert out of the way coming down into 1. He is at the bumper.
Whoa, man, Adam, he is right on the bumper right there, but he has to be patient with it, Adam, because we've seen what can happen if you rush these things, if you have to check up, if you lose any momentum. We saw him lose momentum right there, so the 29 has to build that back up. He has time to do it, though, with 4 laps to go down the backstretch.
4 laps to go. He is definitely there and is able to get the position if he can just get enough momentum to get to the inside of that 4 as he's getting back up there to the bumper. He's got to time these corners just right so that he can get into the gas quicker. Oh, no.
Oh, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, my goodness. What just happened there? Adam Fligger, the 29, to Keith Bradley there. All of a sudden must have had something go loose with his steering. Something. We just saw the 29 essentially die on the corner. Went up to the top side wall. Make contact. 29 still rolling in this race. Currently still second. But essentially just stopped on the racetrack, hit the top side wall, and then kept it moving. Adam, I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm not sure either, but I know Adam Newbert definitely like to see that in the rearview mirror, as it's now going to kind of almost clinch Newbert as the winner. Keith Bradley definitely lost a lot of momentum there. Not sure he's got enough time to get back up there to the 4.
Oh, wow. And it's just absolute devastation for the team of Keith Bradley, the 29. He had all but saw his opportunity. He knew if he could just get past the 4 machine of Adam Newbert, he would have a chance here tonight. And for Upfront Motorsports, just a heartbreaking night between Taylor Peacock and the 81 machine having a rough night, Chris Cinnamon in the 3 having a rough night, Chris Blanchard in the 9 having a rough night, and the 29 machine just having a heartbreak here with now make it 2 laps to go down to corner number 1.
2 laps to go into corner 1. Keith Bradley not giving up, though. He is definitely trying to push that truck harder now than what he was earlier, trying to get them lap times back down and try to be able to catch Adam Newbert. Right now, Newbert was a little bit faster that last lap with a 55.66, where Bradley having a 55.86. A little bit different.
And I think it's that damage to the right side of the 29 of Keith Bradley that's making those lap times just a little bit slower. Before that damage, Adam, Keith Bradley was faster than the 4 of Adam Newbert, but we can see what the slightest damage can do to your truck. But right now, the money man himself, Adam Newbert, will take us into 4. Off of 4 to this beautiful front stretch here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He'll take the 1 to go here in the over-the-top designs 200. He has 4 more corners to go, and he'll take that checkered flag.
4 more corners. 3 more straights, I'd like to try to say, if we got the 2 short straights and in the back stretch before he comes back around to the front stretch and that flag.
In all is what's sealed up as a race victory for Adam Newbert, currently our top of the grid right now down the backstretch. Keith Bradley right there in second. We saw the devastation that happened in the 29. Joey Doucette would get a podium finish if he can hang on, though. Justin Lumpkins right on the back bumper of him, though, as we're into the last set of corners here. Here's 3, go in the short stint, and then 4. And then Adam Newbert will take us down on one of the most recognizable front stretches in all of motorsports. Adam Newbert, the 4 machine, the money man's going to put a little extra money in his pocket here tonight as he's going to take the checkered flag. He's going to kiss the bricks here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Adam Newbert wins the over-the-top designs 200 here at the Triple M Pulling Truck Series.
The money man himself back in victory lane here with the Nazareth Truck Series. We can take
Adam Newbert here is going to take his victory lap, possibly down the backstretch here. He's going to burn it down there on the bricks. Going to talk to Joey Doucette on his way to that front stretch here. Huge win from the money man here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. We're going to take a look at this season so far for the 4 machine of Adam Newbert. Of course, you're looking at wins in Week 5 at Las Vegas, Week 6 at Bristol there. Of course, Week 3 as well at Texas. But other than that, we have not seen the 4 in Victory Lane. Of course, maybe racing in some other series, may have not seen it in some of these fields. But other than that, Adam, it has been almost looking at around 7 weeks since the 4 machine had won a race in this series.
I know he's been on a dry spell here with the in the Nazareth Rome, but he's back in Victory Lane again tonight. Do we think he's going to start putting another stretch together like he had back in March?
This may have gotten the confidence back behind the wheel of the 4. Adam Newbert wins this race, wins it by 2 seconds. Keith Bradley 2nd, Joey Doucette 3rd, Justin Lumpkin 4th, Stephen Thomas 5th. Devin Pater's going to come home 6th here tonight. Dana Shepard 7th, Jose Luis Rivera is going to finish 8th. Raul Meza with the top 10 here tonight, guys. Great finish out of Raul. And rounding out our top 10 will be Jacob Klinkard.
Finishing in 11th, that's going to be Brandon Bullock. 12th goes to Robert Richards. Cody Knott's going to take himself a 13th place finish. Ed Osborne a 14th. Tyler Peacock finishing 15th. 16th will go to Derek Kilgore. An unfortunate night for Chris Blanchard, finishing in the 17th position after starting the race so well. I think things going to come out in 18th. Finishing 19th is going to go to CJ Fonda. 20th goes to Eric Zimmerman.
21st, right on our field here tonight, will be Chris Simmons in the 3. 22nd will be the 22 of Jeff Sickles. 23rd, Zach Hartwick in the 93. 24th, Jimmy Emo is going to finish 3 laps down here tonight. Ashley Dotson in the 88 is going to finish 25th. James Morris is going to finish 26th. And Ron Hunter will round out our field here tonight. Adam Newbert is burning down those Goodyear Eagles here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. But we'll step aside for just a second. We'll be right back with those podium finishers. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. We just saw the conclusion of the over-the-top designs 200, which the money man snatched that bag once again, winning the race here tonight. Wasn't without a little bit of pressure, though, as the animal of Keith Bradley at 29 machine brushed the top side wall, all but slamming the door on what was looking to be a great battle there to the start-finish line. My name is William Tiller, the guy been calling the shots and producing the shots here tonight. It's been Adam Flieger up here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network broadcast booth. But it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to catch up with our podium finishers. It's time to catch up with Joey Doucette, the driver of the number 16 machine, who comes home 3rd here tonight. And Joey, you finished 3rd in what was a caution-free race. Take us through this race here tonight.
Pretty easy going, laid back. Wasn't really, there's no caution, so there's no hectic, and just being patient and running the track because the tires are get eaten up so bad here. And I think I finished stage 1 P2 and then stage 2 third. So all over, it was a good night for NRE. So yeah, Adam and Keith were just on a different level than I was tonight. But congratulations to both of them on a first and second. You know, they're tough to beat. So I got the monkey off the back last week, and Adam now has, I think, 4 wins on the season. So he's going to be definitely a championship contender. And same with Keith.
Definitely, with only one regular season race to go, I think Joey, your name's definitely in that mix of Keith Bradley, Adam Newbert. I'd say your runs here as of late have definitely proven that fact. But here tonight, Joey, it was an interesting race. You just touched on a very laid-back race. What do you think it is about running these trucks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that, one, makes it a little bit more of a calmer race, and two, makes it a little bit more of a harder race, 'cause it's a little bit more difficult to pass?
We all get spread out, and on these long runs, like, I mean, we did 22 laps the first stage and stuff like that. So we get spread out. So you're making single passes and not trying to pass 2 people at once. But it is difficult. They're mostly, you're either passing in 3 or passing and getting run out of 4, or a run out of 2 down the backstretch. But it is hard to pass. If you miss it just by inches, either you're hitting the wall or you got to let off because you think you're hitting the wall, and then your momentum's gone down the backstretch. So somebody's going to either pass you or catch up to you if they had a big gap. But yeah, just mere inches. Racing is about inches, and basically you have to hit your mark perfectly almost every single time to be consistent. So, but the main goal tonight was basically try to stay the points leader. I mean, Adam's dominated with wins, but I've been so consistent that I'm the points leader. I got one more race, and then I'll be the regular season champ, and I'll take that and some bonus points with that. So.
Yeah, Joey, I was going to say the streak continues here. Those top 10 just keep stacking up for the driver of the number 16 machine. But, Joey, before we let you go here tonight with that podium finish, we'd love to give you drivers the opportunity to shout out anybody you had watching here tonight or any sponsors that make these races possible for you.
Just like to thank my family, my friends, Brady, for also bringing me on. I say it every week that I get interviewed. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Nazar 360 Racing Network, Warrior Wraps, NRE Power Systems, Over the Top Designs, Hoopty's Garage, Pulse Poppers, Blanchard's Towing, Stogies, Triple M Pulling, Sim Racer Hub, Butt Kicker, 213 Swimwear. Without them, we can't continue to do what we're doing, and I want to, and that's a big thank you to them to come on aboard and sponsor a great league like this.
Well, Joey, we appreciate you taking the time with us here, my man. 3rd place. Oh, you win last week. I know third's probably not where you want to be, but a good run nonetheless. We'll see you next week here at the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Go celebrate this podium finish, Joey. I know you're going to take it in stride. We'll see you next week. We appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Sir, that was Joey. You said the driver of the 16 machine, our 3rd place finisher, but I believe Mr. Adam Flieger, you're down there in the annual cages catching up with Keith Bradley.
Keith Bradley, you got a copy of me?
Yes, sir.
Another great run tonight. Take us through that last lap, though. I noticed you had, or last few laps, I guess. You seem to be getting a run on Newbert, and then all of a sudden I seen a puff of smoke come off the right side of your vehicle. Would you care to elaborate what might have happened?
I just got aero tight and lost the nose, and it tightened up the truck. That's one thing I noticed tonight. Whether you were on new tires or old tires, if you were behind somebody, it forced you to be aero tight going into the corners and corner exit. So I was just pushing it. Figured, why not? We got 5 laps to go. Might as well just push it as hard as I can.
You definitely were one of the fastest trucks here this evening. You were a winner of stage 2. I think you were not too far out of podium on stage 1. I can't remember your finishing position for stage 1, but I know you won stage 2. Must feel pretty good to put that truck up in a podium position tonight.
Yeah, this is a home race for me. It's actually right in my backyard. I'm like 45 minutes away from the racetrack, so it feels good to win a stage, I can't remember where I finished in stage one. I know I think it was in the top 5. But either way, good points day. Um, good momentum boost going into next week. I'm not sure how that race is going to go, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just real happy with the run tonight, whether it was first or second.
I was kind of rooting to see if you could put that truck into victory lane, as you have put other memorial trucks per se into victory lane here, as that was done on the road course here in the Friday night series. But another great run. Will, do you have anything you'd like to maybe touch on with Keith?
Keith, I know we spoke to you early on in this race. You had a lot of speed here. And one thing I wanted to mention to you, I don't know if it was touched on during this interview, is down the stretch there. What happened in the corner? Did the car just go dead on you there? Did the steering fail? Because it looked like you were going to catch Adam there and essentially just battle it out for the lead there with the last few laps.
Yeah, I just got aero tight behind Adam, and it tightened up the front end there, and then took all the grip away from the front. Couldn't really make the exit the way I wanted to. I definitely thought we had the fastest truck there at the end, probably the race winning truck. Sometimes you lose them, sometimes you win them, and this time we lost it. I'm just glad that we didn't lose any position. We stayed right in second, so I mean that softens the blow a little bit.
Yeah, because we were looking at those lap times, definitely faster than the Ford. We were just talking on the broadcast of whether or not you could get around them there. Looked like it was going to be one heck of a battle there towards the end. But Keith, before we let you go here tonight, of course, with that second place finish, I think we're going to let you have the opportunity to maybe speak about Justin a little bit more or whatever you'd like to speak about here. The floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, just prayers goes out, continued prayers to the family. I know it's been really rough on his mom, his dad, his stepdad, his siblings. I know they're taking it pretty rough. All of his close friends are not all there right now. But losing somebody is never fun. It's never easy. And this one hit a soft spot with a lot of people. But yeah, I want to thank my sponsors: Dan's Top Notch Eating, Cooling, GT, Tactical and Hydro Dipping, John Hedrick for painting this tribute truck. It's a one-off. Figured we both raced through Indiana when we race sprint cars, and what a better track to run it at. Thank a Bruiser Racewear, Triple M Pulling, everybody at Nazra, you guys up in the booth, everybody at Nazra 360, Brady, and everybody that shows up every Friday night and competes. I know it can be frustrating and daunting at times, but they're gutting it out, and I know it's really appreciated. And all the viewers, can't thank them enough.
Keith, we appreciate you taking the time with us here, my man. One of the fastest trucks in the field here tonight, and definitely one of those contenders for the overall championship here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Keith, we appreciate it. Congratulations on the second place finish, and we can't wait to see you back out on the track next Friday night.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Adam. You guys have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. And that was the driver of the 29 machine of Keith Bradley. The animal here finishes second to the money man himself, Adam Newbert, here who is now joining us here in the broadcast booth. And Adam, you know, it's a stat that I found out before we bring you up here. It had been 7 weeks since you have won in this series here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. What took you so long, and what was it about Indy that you found so much success?
Well, I think I missed a couple races in those 7 weeks, and then I don't, just kind of had good runs over that whole time. I think I had one race, had some bad luck at Atlanta, wrecked out of that race, and I don't know. I'm just glad. I love this track, man. I love Indianapolis. We won here on Monday night, and the season almost won here a couple seasons ago on Friday night. Was really fast last season here. Got caught up in a wreck last season here. But just really, really love this track. So glad we could finally come out here and get it done on Fridays. Keith was on my butt there. Keith was not going to let me get that one easy. I thought, I undercut him on pit road, and I thought that may have been the winning when we come out 7 seconds ahead. I was like, okay, we might be good, and I just decided to back off. I backed off, and I was just saving my tire because I knew somebody was going to come up there because they all pitted after me, and Keith he was coming, and he came, and he overdrove turn 3, got aero tight behind me, overdrove a little bit, hit the wall, and that was basically what won us the race right there. I think Keith was going to get us, and we were going to have to race him really hard those last few laps, but we capitalized on others' misfortune this time.
One thing I wanted to talk to you too about, Adam, is one thing I notice in up here in the booth is that sometimes you might not have the speed. You know, your lap times might show it statistically, but you gotta be one of the hardest drivers to get around on the racetrack. You know, Keith Bradley was right there, Joey Doucette. Everybody was trying every which way to get around you. You were breaking those slipstreams. What makes it so hard to get around you?
Yeah, typically I don't try to hold off and block that bad, but here is such a aerodynamic dependent track. Being out front and having that clean air was huge tonight, because you would get so aero tight behind somebody, and Joey, he would get aero tight behind me. But a lot of it too, wasn't really trying to save the tires, but also stay in front of them. That was the hardest thing tonight because we could be a lot faster, but we had to save the tires, and we did that perfectly. Keith got around us in the second stage. We almost got him back. I needed about another lap, and I probably could have got him back. But just, you typically try not to block that hard as we did tonight, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, definitely, Adam. And, I don't want to jump series here, but we have one regular season race here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Then we're going to go into playoff racing here, but you're racing for a championship Monday night. How is the focus split, or is it just one race at a time?
Well, I mean, this definitely helps bring up the confidence from Monday night a lot higher. I'm ready to go. I was ready to go Wednesday night on the podcast when we were all talking smack to each other. If you haven't watched that, we had all the Final Four on the weekly podcast Wednesday night. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. We were all talking smack, giving our predictions and everything. I wanted to go race right then. But I'm ready. I'm feeling confident for it. Probably going to end up biting myself, eating my own words Monday night. But, I just think we got a good shot.
And this is absolutely true. I think this sends up the Batman signal to the rest of the Final Four there on Monday night that the Money Man is coming with a big win here from Indianapolis. But Adam, of course, you know the drill. You have racked up so many wins. I think I even mentioned on the broadcast, I think this might be 10 wins in a month and a half, 2-month time period. Am I close on that?
9 wins. 9 wins.
9 wins. There we go. Just one off. Hey, that 10th win could be coming Monday there, Adam. Who knows?
4th win of the season for the number 4 team, so that's a good thing. Playoff points are going to be huge going into playoffs. Yeah, I'll give a shout out first off to my teammates. We got 1st, 4th, and 5th. I told y'all at the end of stage number 2 or stage 1, whatever stage it was. I think stage 1. That we wanted to get some guys up here in the top 5. We have a good run for swim. We did that again tonight. We had finished first, 4th, and 5th. We've proven why we're the best team again, all around. Just got to thank our sponsors on the team. My own sponsor, Ledanco Group and DSR Electric. Huge thanks to both of those guys. A's Lawn and Landscaping, Darren Snug and Repair, First Pacific Funding, Roofco Group, Spatulas, Family Handyman, Millie's Restaurant and Catering, and Millie's North. And then you guys over at the National 360 Racing Network. Will, you up in the booth, Adam Flieger with you. Usually, you guys got some more guys up there, but you're a little short-handed tonight, looks like. Bolts Poppers, Hoopsy's Garage, Blanchard's Tow and Recovery, Butt Kicker Stogies, M1 Race Cars, and Warrior Wraps. And then Brady for putting on the league. And then I'm going to meet Brady this weekend at Talladega, and I'm going to break his foot so he doesn't have a shot Monday night.
Well, it sounds like one heck of a weekend there, Mr. Adam Newberg. He's going to head into the weekend with a win here in the Over the Top Designs 200. Going to roll into that championship race Monday night with that Austin Powers mojo he's been searching for. Adam, we appreciate you taking the time with us here, my man. Congratulations on a big win here tonight. Go celebrate, but not too much. Got that championship on Monday night. We appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all.
Yes, sir. That was Adam Newberg, the driver of the number 4 machine, the winner here tonight at Indianapolis. Adam, you were doing double duty here tonight, producer and commentator. Any final thoughts about tonight's race?
Well, I figured before we sign off here, might as well go ahead and look at the Friday point standings for our Triple M Pulling Series before we head into the last race of the final season. Or not of the final season, but of the final race of this season, I should say.
Yeah, we look at those point standings right there. The Triple M Pulling point standings here. After this race, I believe this is updated here, but looking at there, it should say Joey Doucette at the top of that. I know it has changed. It has changed here. Now Adam Newberg at the top here. We may be looking at the results of the race here, but looking at those point standings, Joey Doucette does have the points lead there with 1 win, 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s on the season. But for Adam Newbert, though, Adam, this is going to slide him up a spot in the points table up to 5th, now with 4 wins, 7 top 5s, and 9 top 10s this season.
He's looking really good there in the point standings for right now, going towards playoffs. I know he was saying that every playoff point here at Nazareth definitely comes in handy going into the playoffs.
And as mentioned on the broadcast here tonight, we have one more regular season race here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Next Friday night, we head on over to the great track that is, we're looking at Worldwide Technology Raceway next week. Adam, man, what a way to cap off the regular season here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. But for all of us here at the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, myself, William Tiller, Adam Flieger, the man, give him a hand here tonight, folks, doing double duty, giving us the shots and sounds of the race. Once again, congratulations to our race winner, Adam Newbert. A big thank you for everybody who has tuned in to the race here tonight. We invite you to check us out on Monday night for the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series Championship race that will be including Adam Newbert, the Ford machine in that race. But folks, that's going to do it for us here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Again, we want to thank you for tuning in here tonight. Congratulate Adam Newbert on a big win. We'll see everybody back out on the track Monday night here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network for that championship race from Chicagoland. We'll see you then.